it going? Sky here for SKY. Here for another vlog. How you guys liking the vlog so far? Personally, I love vlogs because it's a little bit more personal and comfortable. It's kind of in a comfortable setting. I'm here at another cafe near Sunway University called Chato. It's really nice. I already finished my drink. It's so good. Today I want to talk about a story from Korea, okay? You know when you guys go to another country, and I stayed there for 5 years, okay? So one of the things about Korea, or just going to another country, is you deal with like cultural clash and things that just don't match you, right? I'm coming from Western culture, and the Asian culture sometimes just doesn't match. If you're older, you have to listen to them. They are lords over you, whatever. Like, I can't stand that. But I respect it because I'm in that country, but sometimes it's just overwhelming, right? What happened here was me and my friends, two American white dudes, right? And we're in Korea, and the one thing we can't stand, like we need to have dryers, right? I don't like hanging stuff outside and drying stuff outside. So I'm just like, oh, I need to find a laundromat. So I'd always find a laundromat every 2 weeks. And I took my two friends with me, I found the place, and we do our laundry, pull the car up, they come in, and we're going down this really thin road with cars like parked on both sides. So it's really narrow. We're driving through, and right when we're driving down, another car is driving up. And we're at a standstill, and we're facing each other. And my friends are like, what do we do? I'm like, let's just wait. They're like, huh? And I pulled the car into park, and then we had like a box of pizza in there because that was our lunch that I went to go get, and we just pulled open the pizza and we just started eating and watching the situation like, wow, I wonder what's gonna happen. All of a sudden, the passenger door opens and the person walks out. And it's like this older man. He's like in his late 50s, maybe early 60s, but I think late 50s, okay? And I'm like, whoa, here we go. This is really cultural clash because he's older and he's obviously gonna assume that he's right and that we have to listen to him. So it's like, oh, this is interesting. First thing he does, he walks out and he just tells us, move back, move back. And then my friends are like, what do we do? I'm just like, let's just wait. And then he's looking, nothing's happening. We're just eating our pizza, watching. And then he comes up to my window and my friends are like, oh my gosh, here it goes. The window rolls down. I roll down my window and he just starts like kind of berating me in Korean, like, hey, come on, you gotta move back. What are you doing, right? And I looked at him and I said in English, I don't speak Korean. And he looks in the car and he sees two Americans. He's like, huh? And he goes back, walking back, telling his wife to back up, and they backed up, and we went through, right? So, me and my friends are like, whoa, we won the victory. Of course, not really even a victory, right? But they're like cheering, like, wow, that was amazing how that happened, right? It was quite interesting because one thing I do know is Koreans especially, they care about their image and they don't like to be wrong. I'm speaking perfect English and they'll be scared to speak English because they don't want to make mistakes. And they won't say anything. But if I spoke in broken English, they'd be fine speaking to me. This older man came up, and the moment I start speaking English, he's like, oh, this is not going to go well. Why? Because I can't communicate with him. And then he gave up, and then he moved back first. I think a couple things that we can understand from this, number one is this. Number one is we have to realize that the moment we hit a foreign situation, a situation that we're not used to, what happens to us, we freeze. When you're doing school projects and everything, all of a sudden something crazy happens, like, oh my gosh, we just lost this part of the project. People freak out, they start getting angry, upset, some people start crying, like, oh my gosh, what happened here, right? But one thing we do have to do, especially in these situations, and I think this is something that's very great advice I got from my pastor, and he told me to keep this in my mind, is checking his life. Checking his life means if the situation was a normal situation, we can go on with the way that we normally are. Like that older man coming in, like, I'm older, I'm the man, I come in, I'll do whatever I want. But the moment it switched, we're like, oh. I know I've done that before where I think I know the full situation. I assume what is going on. And I'd be like, come on guys, get out, what are you doing? But in the end, this is not a normal situation. And I'd be kind of embarrassed, like, yee. I think it's something that we have to look in our lives too. We have to check the situations first that we're getting into, right? Check those things first. and then you can react properly to it. And of course, I don't normally do this, guys. I don't go sitting there looking for older people to to do this with and eat pizza with. I'm not. A lot of things were happening at the same time, and I was culturally stuffed. Like, I don't want to do that. You get that rebel stage, right? The second thing that I was thinking about this situation that was quite interesting is these problems always happen because both sides are thinking about themselves. I got here first. Well, I'm older. Well, I'm this and I'm so. Because if you think about yourself, then you'll always find another reason why it should be yours. To stop fighting and bickering and arguing these things, people should actually be thinking about the other person, because you should do this for me. But if it's I want to do this for you, it changes the situation, and people don't normally fight in that circumstance. I think that a lot of these situations can be resolved quickly if once we see it happen, I'd just be like, I might as well just back up. I'm in an alley, they came from a main street, there's no way, it's too dangerous to do it like that, right? Or they could have done the exact same thing, or we both could have done it at the same time. If we both come at the same time again, what happens? Interesting thing is, because we both thought about each other first, we would be laughing like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be like, I'll go back, don't worry about it, right? There would be no fighting, it would just be, oh, it was a funny situation. And I think a lot of the situations that we get into, friends and family in life, is because we think about ourselves first and what they should do for us. And if we just switch that around in that situation, this is where we can really avoid a lot of the issues and problems that we go through. I would never do that again, but I thought it was kind of an interesting story more than anything else, okay? So that's my vlog for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that here in Chateau. Yeah. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit subscribe, click the notification bell, like and comment. Comment if you have any stories like this. I would love to hear these types of stories too. Go ahead and share this with your friends and family, see what they think about this story also, all right? So everyone have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys again later.